watching this video, you're probably so fucking tired. You're like, I am just so tired and I'm so freaking pissed. Why can I not see the results?
I'm so freaking pissed.
You've tried working out every single day. You've been trying to eat healthier. You've been even like trying out those fad diets where they kind of promise you overnight results. But you're like, okay, if I do see the results, it doesn't last for long.
괜찮아. 괜찮아요.
And then you're probably scrolling on TikTok, Instagram Reels, or YouTube Shorts where you see a lot of people's weight loss transformations and you're like, oh my gosh, when is that going to happen to me? Like, I'm struggling to this. I want a weight loss transformation too. Honestly, to be upfront with you guys, I actually felt the same way for a really long time. And through years of trial and error, I was able to get the results that I've gotten today. Honestly, for a long time, I always thought that losing weight was one of the hardest things to achieve in the world. But I had to rewire my brain and shift that mindset. So if this is you, then definitely keep watching. In this video, I'm going to be sharing transformative hacks that is going to help you thrive internally and externally because weight loss itself shouldn't just be a priority. And this is coming from someone who was a former personal trainer and also has dealt with their own biggest weight loss transformation. And so also that's why I've decided to combine all my knowledge and expertise together from my years of trial and error for you guys so that you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did. Now, you probably watch a lot of videos online, but if you're someone who tends to get very overwhelmed easily, then this video might be for you. So hopefully it's useful, and if it is, then don't forget to hit this video a like and subscribe. And let me know down below in the comments, I'm curious, let me know how your fitness journey / wellness journey started out. And by the way guys, if you're really serious about change, I would highly suggest whipping out your phone or your iPad or even your pen and paper to write down some notes. Alright guys, so starting off, let's consider the 5 main components. Your sleep, your nervous system, your gut health, and movement. Obviously, everyone has a different ways of approaching goals, but if you're someone who knows that you work best when everything is more simplified, then you'll definitely want to take this into consideration. And with that being said, just keep it easy. As simple as it is, keep it easy, do what works best for you, because you deserve it to let it come easy to you. Just strip away all those expectations and focus on creating your own version of success on your own terms. When you're on your health and wellness and fitness journey, you have to really question your primary goal. Is your primary goal to just simply and solely lose weight? No matter what it takes, all you want to do is just to lose weight? Or do you want to do it in a healthy way where you can lose weight mindfully? Now, before we get into strategy talk, I want to tell you guys the main key factor that is going to help you keep pushing forward. And that is mindset. Now, without mindset, discipline and motivation is only going to take you so far. And so starting off, we are going to talk about mindset shift. Especially this book right here. This book specifically has been one of the resources that has literally changed and transformed my health and wellness journey. Even though this book talks about habits, not only has it impacted my health and wellness journey, but also it has been able to help me create better habits and also help me build discipline. Before we get into this though, I just want to say how important it is to not only work on your mindset, but also to do the internal work and also to really heal yourself internally if you haven't done the work yet. And guys, you know, normally when you get asked like, what is your health goal and what is your reason why? And then you kind of go on and say what your reason why is and why you're achieving that goal. But the thing is, we're not really told that it's more than just your reason why. It's getting down to the root of the problem. And we also need to think about the events and people who have shaped us who we are today. And that is a reason why we have these certain tendencies to, for example, let's say like self-sabotage or feel like we have a lot of self-doubt, which is so normal, by the way, and basically inevitable. But what matters most is what you do with it. But here are the 3 lessons that I've learned from this book. Lesson number 1, change your environment. If you can, have a look at your pantry, your fridge. Are there things that make your cravings so uncontrollable that you can't control it? This was one of the things that I did in my biggest weight loss transformation, and honestly, out of sight, out of mind. Lesson number 2, I don't know if he really said this in this book, but either way, one of the lessons that I learned is to change your language. So instead of saying I should, I could be healthier, I should lose weight, I could lose weight, I could eat healthier, just change it to I will and I can. I am going to. Lesson number 3 is shift your identity. In the book, he gives an example of the smoker. So say, for example, the smoker was offered a cigarette, but instead of the smoker saying, no thanks, I don't smoke anymore, instead, would have been better to say was, no thanks, I'm not a smoker anymore. So basically what this ID reinforces is that he no longer identified with being a smoker. That now, moving forward, you need to embrace who you want to be and the identity who you want to be. While we're on the topic of mindset, let's talk about our thought process. Our mind is literally connected to our body. I was literally watching a Korean drama the other day. Well, not the other day, maybe like a couple weeks ago, but I haven't returned to it, but I should return to it. But basically that Korean drama is on Netflix and it's about doctors. And the female main lead is played by Park Shin-hye, which is one of my favorite actresses. I love her so much. But anyways, I think that Korean drama really resonated with me because even though I'm not a doctor myself, clearly, I just know that exact feeling of extreme burnout in the workplace. And so in the drama, she's a doctor herself and she got diagnosed with depression. So she visited her psychologist and he was just talking to her about like what she was experiencing. And so basically as they were having their therapy session, she was a bit really confused about this topic and she's never really experienced something like this before. And I think what I really loved about this whole conversation is not only was it wholesome, but he got a chance to kind of educate her. And I think what I really liked what he said was he was basically saying, your mental wellness state can literally translate over to your physical symptoms, which means that it does really put your physical health at risk. And I think this really ties into emotional eating and stress. So if we don't really get down to the root of the problem, it's only going to make our nervous system even more worse. And especially if you're like me who has dealt with chronic bloating, and you know that you can really feel everything in your gut. The next point is let's talk about sleep. Guys, I'm not the perfect person when it comes to sleep because naturally I am a night owl. And to be fair, I do deal with insomnia. However, it's what you do with it, okay? Guys, it is scientifically proven that we need sleep. It is so vital. It is not a luxury. It is literally a necessity. Even check out this resource that I found. Sleep is so vital to the rest of the body. When people don't get enough sleep, their health risks rise. Symptoms of depression, seizures, high blood pressure, and migraines worsen. Immunity is compromised, increasing the likelihood of illness and infection. So sleep also plays a role in metabolism. Even one night of missed sleep can create a pre-diabetic state in an otherwise healthy person. What I've actually been doing recently is I've been using the sleep tracker app. It kind of lets me know like how my sleep has been going and also records me snore as well if I do snore or if I sleep talk. I actually do sleep talk. That's kind of creepy. And I think what I noticed ever since I use this app, like I have to physically press like when I'm going to sleep. So it makes me feel like, okay, I need to get ready to go to sleep. Like I have to go to sleep. What also really helps as well is using a sleep calculator. So for example, if you're sleeping at a certain time and you want to wake up at a certain time, but you don't know what's best for you, it will literally give you a list of optimal times to wake up at. Now we're going to move on to nutrition and gut health, and if you want to know more about that, you can watch my previous video about why you can't outtrain a poor diet. Guys, I'm telling you right now, do not worry about the times that you need to be eating, like the set times that you need to be eating, or the times that you're not allowed to eat, or even how many calories you're tracking. Now, if you prefer calorie counting and that works for you, then go ahead and do so. But again, if you're someone who prefers more of a simple method, then listen up. When you can get the foundation right, that's when eating out or eating the foods that you feel like bad for eating is going to make it so much more easier because you're going to find out what you're most sensitive to and how you can work around that. So number one, a technique that I've done in my biggest weight loss transformation, especially the recent event that I went through, really humbled me and kind of reminded me that, hey, I really do need to take my time when it comes to eating. And I think when you do really take the time to eat and really enjoy your food, it allows you to kind of control your impulses a little bit more better too. Actually guys, maybe like around last month, my health was really deteriorating. Like for example, my wisdom teeth was hurting, so I couldn't eat as much, so I didn't have enough energy to work out that often. Also, I had like very extreme indigestion problems, so I had to go to the hospital for that. But don't worry guys, I'm completely okay now. But I think a method that I recently started doing is I like to smell my food. And actually I would do this like every now and then ever since like I learned this technique, right? So basically people think it's really funny because I'll be smelling my food, right? I'll smell it just before I get to eat it. And I think what it does, it not only allows you to appreciate the aroma, but also it kind of helps build up the saliva, so it helps break down the food more easier when you do eat it. And like, you know what's funny, like every time I do that, people ask me like, are you okay, like what's wrong, is there something wrong with the food? I'm like, no. My next point is when you know how people like write down what they ate throughout the day. So maybe if it's easy for you, what you can do is you can take photos of your food, and I think doing that really helps with accountability. And my last point is movement. Find joy in movement. Even though this video right now is generalized, but I'm going to talk to those out there who have been trying to lose weight but also have lifted very heavy. You know that the most frustrating thing is that when you're trying to lose weight but you do like high impact workouts, so you're kind of like, I feel strong and I feel fit, but why don't I look fit and why don't I look strong? As someone before who used to lift very heavy, I now don't really lift heavy anymore. I do more low impact exercises, and for me personally, not only has it benefited me, but also it has helped like lower my cortisol levels as well, doing like low impact exercises. And also it just made it easier for me on my healing gut journey. I'm not saying give up on heavy lifting. I think just what personally worked for me was just doing low impact workouts. So with that being said, just get active and find what works best for you. Either if that's walking, running, swimming, dancing, find out what really truly works out for you and what can be enjoyable and also realistic that you can stick with. So in this glow up series that I've been doing recently, I've kind of been telling you guys that I've been dabbling into different forms of physical activities. So far I've tried out Pilates and now I'm getting into running. So it's been 1 month now since I've been doing running and I actually really like it. And speaking of physical activity, I think people tend to really underestimate the power of just walking, like just simply walking. So even on the days where I don't feel like doing a workout, I will still do my daily walk, and I'll do it for maybe about 30 minutes to 1 hour. And obviously you can track your steps if you have an Apple Watch, or you can track it through an app. So basically the app that I like to use, not sponsored by the way, is called Sweatco. I've been using this for a really long time. It tracks my steps and makes you think that you're getting paid to walk. In a way, it's kind of like virtual money. So guys, these are the main hacks, tips and lessons that I've kind of gained throughout my whole fitness and wellness journey, in my biggest weight loss transformation, and also in this recent like glow up journey as well. Like just doing this glow up journey again, it kind of refreshes my mind, and in a way I feel like I'm really truly aligning with what I'm preaching and putting my content out there in a way. So if you enjoyed this video and you found it useful, definitely give it a like, give it a subscribe. I think I have like more tips that I want to share with you guys. I might make more videos about that. So if you want to stick along, don't forget to subscribe. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.